Yes.
On the woman's body found.
Right. And again, if they found that woman's body, they just confirmed they found the woman's body in what they're describing as a shallow grave, wrapped in some sort of cloth. She's now in custody of the coroner's office. And of course, they will have to do an autopsy and identify that woman's body. But I think we're going to go ahead and dip back to the live scene to see what updates we can get from officials there.
David Agee from the Sheriff's Department.
Got it. Thank you.
All right, we got everybody. Are we ready?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to say as much as I can. I'm not going to take any questions at this point. We are investigating human remains found at this location. Those remains have not been identified right now. Based on evidence recovered, the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office will be investigating this death at this time. Right now, we have a lot more questions than answers, but we hope to have those answers soon. And that's really all I can say right now.
Do you expect any update today?
This is a homicide.
All right, and as he said, David Agee, true to his word, did not take any questions, but did give us an update. John, they did call it a death investigation and said that they have, and I'm quoting him here, more questions than answers at the moment, but he says they hope to have those answers soon, John.
Yeah, he did. And I don't know if y'all heard that when he walked off. He was asked directly if this was a homicide investigation. He quickly corrected and said, no, this is a death investigation right now. That's a pretty standard terminology when dealing with these situations while they're trying to simply gather the facts right now. As you guys said, and as y'all heard, he has right now, they said simply have more questions than answers right now as they try to uncover exactly what transpired here.
John, that clarity certainly is, and the fact that he was willing to stop and point that out may give you some clues as to what direction this investigation may be taking.
That's right. He just said they're not, mentioned lots of questions they have themselves, and that's why they're not giving us much information. They just got out there a little while ago. And as you mentioned, John, more and more officials seem to be arriving there on the scene as the moments go on, right?
Yeah, and actually, I believe I'm looking now, I believe District Attorney Washington, as well as District Attorney for the Birmingham side, Danny Carr, he was here earlier, and I did see him leave just a little while ago, and I believe District Attorney Washington has actually also left at this point. But yeah, still, and I would anticipate that they're going to be out here for a couple of more hours at least as they try to clear the scene and collect all the evidence in this. And like we were talking about earlier, it's extremely wet out here. It's extremely muddy. That's only going to complicate matters as they try to collect as much evidence as possible as they try to figure out what exactly happened.
And John, certainly the fact that they said there's human remains, of course, that doesn't give you any indication for how long they may have been there, the amount of degradation that may have happened. And certainly we know, given the weather conditions, all of this plays a factor into decomposition, not to get too specific. But again, it's not so easy necessarily, even if you think you're pretty sure who this may be, and there may be some clues, a driver's license, a wallet, or something else on the body. They want to be absolutely sure they know who it is.
Especially before they notify a family, no matter who the family is. They don't want to make any mistakes in that regard.
Right.
And you mentioned that rain there. It's been raining all day, and
Hey guys, can everyone hear me okay? I'm going to come in and out, and I am going to try to get the stream back up. It was doing something funky on my computer, so I just wanted to come in and say hi to everyone, and thank you, and I will be right back. This is active. It's been going on since last night. Paighton has been missing for almost 2 weeks now, and actually, I think it's 2 weeks today. And so I was actually trying to get updates for the family and see what was going on. And at this point, this is what we're finding out, that they started searching a property, I think based on a tip. They started doing that last night. I think they wrapped up around 9:30 or 9:50 or something. and then they started searching again this morning. So I am going to get out. I have this on full screen somehow. I don't even know how in the world I did this. Oh, there we go. Okay. I feel like my life is in disarray when I don't have my crap together. All right, I'm gonna put this on. How's everybody doing this weekend while we're getting this all together? Or I guess at the start of the weekend or end of the week. All right, I showed it the last time, but I forgot to check the audio. So let me just bring it back. It's been interrupted. I think they're going to be coming back. So I'm going to see, I'm going to hide this right now and just see if I can find anybody else sharing it. There are some other videos too that if no one's live right now, they have some live videos that were on here of the actual search itself and everything. All right, let's see here. There aren't very many that are actually covering it right this second. So let me refresh this and see. All right, so they did go offline for right now. So I'm actually going to go to the Trussellville Tribune, and they have been there for a while. Here we go. Now we can have an update that there was a body found. So let's listen to this one. I'm going to bring this up and I'm going to show it to you guys.
Good afternoon. This is Scott Buttram with the Trussville Tribune reporting from the location of the investigation in Hueytown. A body has been recovered of a female in a shallow grave in the rear of the home that you see in the video. The body has not been identified. The victim has not been identified. The district attorney tells us that the body is intact and has been transported to the coroner's office by the Jefferson County coroner. Again, a body of a female has been recovered here in Hueytown, just off of Chapel Drive, and that was discovered earlier this morning. The coroner's office is here, and the female victim has been transported to the Jefferson County coroner's office, and we'll bring you additional information when we get it. But we did want to confirm and bring that news to you that that's where we are in this investigation at this point. We do know that the investigation into the disappearance of Paighton Houston is what led investigators to this location. The search began last night, continued this morning, and again, the Jefferson County District Attorney from the Bessemer Cutoff has confirmed that the body of a female victim was found in a shallow grave and has been moved to the coroner's office. We do not have a positive ID from the body. That may take some time, and that will probably come from the coroner's office. Hi, I'm Scott Buttram with the Trussville Tribune. We're back to give you another update. Some of this information you may be aware of.
Okay, I'm going to unmute. So now we know that there has been a body found in the search for Paighton Houston. The body was found in the back of the house. It sounded like that they went to. We can listen to it again real quick. It just says in the beginning here the exact details for those that are coming in. Good afternoon. This is Scott Buttram with the Trussville Tribune reporting from the location of the investigation in Hueytown. A body has been recovered of a female in a shallow grave
in the rear of the home that you see in the video. The body has not been identified. The victim has not been identified. The district attorney tells us that the body is intact and has been transported to the coroner's office by the Jefferson County coroner. Again, a body of a female has been recovered here in.
So those are the details that we know so far. That was the basics. They said it's going to take a coroner to find out the identity of the body, but at this point, a tip in regards to the missing Paighton Houston is what actually led them to this property. So that is why they were there. I did a little searching on my own here to find out where the property was, and it appears that the property is abandoned. This right here says breaking body of a white female located in a shallow grave behind. Oh, it says behind the house. So I guess not in the house, maybe behind the house in Hueytown. So I have actually been in contact with friends and family of Paighton Houston, and my heart and prayers definitely go out to them for sure. You know, I know that last I heard from them, they were hoping that this is going to start a process of, you know, it kind of, for families that don't really know what's going on, they get closure, and that's important for them. But then it's also difficult to move on, figure out, you know, ever move on from something, but just figure out how life goes on. And so my heart just goes out to every single one of them, especially knowing one of my actual friends is friends with this family. And that breaks my heart. And I really hope that, you know, maybe they were led there for a tip that led them there for Paighton, and maybe it's not Paighton. We can always hope. So I'm going to continue to follow up on it and get the live footage and see what we can find out. That I'm not exactly sure, Angelina. I don't know how far it is. I can find out. I want to see if there are any other. Oh, let me get back. I don't know how to spell. Oh, wait, here we go. Let's see. There was another one that was doing. It was an Alabama news station, but I don't see them on there again. They were the one that we were watching in the beginning. So I'm going to go back to them. The latest update was just what they had found, and then they actually had some people talking during their searching and giving some information and updates at that point as well. So I'm going to check those out too. Thank you guys so much. I'm seeing lots of love and prayers in the family and for the family in the chat, and I know they're going to appreciate that. And some of those friends and family, you never know when they're going to show up in a chat, so please just be respectful because they're going through a lot right now. And whether this is or is not their family member and friend, somebody has lost a family member. I know, Angelina, ATF, I can't even imagine. And there was a story that happened not that long ago where this lady had 2 children and one of her children died like a year ago and the other one just died not that long ago. And I'm just like, I don't know, as a mother myself, I don't know how do you go on from that. So yeah, absolutely, Miss H. I agree. So I'm going to see if we can find any other videos that, like here, you can see some of this when they were live. Oh, sorry, this is really loud. Hold on. It was raining. Let me turn this down. Here's an update too.
I'm not going to take any questions. We are investigating human remains found at this location. Those remains have not been identified right now. Based on evidence recovered, the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office will be investigating this death at this time. Right now, we have a lot more questions than answers, but we hope to have those answers soon. And that's really all I can say right now.
Do you expect any update today?
Will not be today.
It's a homicide investigation.
The death investigation.
I'm going to see if this one says anything. Hey, Romod. Hey, everyone that's come in. So this is the house that they've been looking at.
This is Scott Buttram with the Trustful Tribune reporting.
We just got this update before, so I'll go back out of this one. There may not be a whole lot anymore. I'm glad I did get that update out there. That is what's going on right now. Let me see. They were the ones that had a bunch, and I want to thank Alex because Alex V has been sending me this information, and I appreciate it so much. Let's see. Oh, this is the same one. I'm sorry. This is so loud every time I put it on. This gives you a little bit more like the presence around the house, so let's check that out. Yes, Riley. I don't think you can hear this off, so I'm going to go ahead and talk. There has been there was a lead that, or a tip that led investigators to a house. It was on Chapel Drive and Love. It's like on the corner of one and on the other. And there was a white female body that was found either at the back of the house or at the back of the property, like behind the house. And a coroner is going to have to take over and determine, you know, who the body is and all of that. But they did say that this is a death investigation. The last interview that we were listening to, they were trying to clarify, like, is it a homicide investigation? Is a, you know, whatever. And he said that they were investigating it as a death investigation. So that is kind of what we know right now.
Chapel Drive.
As I mentioned before, I have been in contact with some family. It's just trying to simply help them get some information, and that they are definitely, that, you know, maybe this can bring them closure if this is in fact Paighton. Obviously not the outcome that they wanted. I've become close friends with one of the girls, and it breaks my heart. So if you can just send your love and prayers out to friends and Paighton. Even if it's not Paighton, somebody's loved one. So just think of them today.
Investigators started arriving again early this morning.
Gives you, I'm trying to see if it'll give you a little bit, here we go. They give you a better view of the actual house here. And they said it wasn't occupied at the time. I was going to start looking up records and finding out who owns the property to see if it might give us any ideas. I know we started doing it on the Hyperstar case, and I was able to track down records and find out who owned the house, find out information in regards to that, and that ended up being Megan's boyfriend and all that. And I was going to try and see if we could look up the records. We could still find out who owns it, but it kind of seems like it's abandoned and run down. They were also searching the neighboring area, which if you see up here, there's a lot of woods. I mean, there's just a lot of them. Completely surrounding the house basically is terrain and, you know, woods and all kinds of stuff. So there may be evidence anywhere. I mean, you never know right now. There is no volume other than me talking. I can see if there's anything on here and turn it up. Nope, there's nothing on there either. I was just showing you guys what was going on in the scenes and everything. Yeah, you know, I think someone does have a connection to the house. There has to be something there. Or they could have just known that it was abandoned. That's a possibility as well. So since that's all that we seem to be finding out right now, I think what I'm going to do is take a look at some of the records on the house and maybe if there's a connection to anyone. I know a few things that I'm not putting out there because it's just not the right thing to do, but I'm hoping that maybe what I have found out it will play into all of this and maybe make a little bit more sense. So I'm going to piece all those things together in the meantime, and I will get back to you guys. I appreciate you joining in and getting the updates. And again, I hope that it isn't, I hope that it really isn't Paighton. If it isn't Paighton, Paighton is still out there missing. But, you know, just definitely think of their friends and family if you can. So I appreciate everybody, and I'll be back.